I'm an adjunct professor at 6 different seminaries. Usually I do stuff like this online, or I show up for a weekend, or I show up for a week-long intensive, and we have these great, fast-forming conversations. I wish that you and I could be having this conversation face to face so that we could sit together and hang out in my office and I could hear about your life and your stories, because I think ministry is best when we don't do it alone. It'd be funner if we got to be friends. The point, though, is that when we do those face-to-face things, the relationships and the bonding, they happen quickly. Way more quickly than just, if you go to work with the same person every day and you sit across the cubicle from them. The point is that you're in these environments where there's a little bit of pressure and a little bit of shared expectation, and so it smooshes everyone together and forces us to bond. Those are the adjunct relationships that I think we should form in church. And so there's like a huge difference between community and communitas. You always hear this longing for community in churches. Why aren't we friends anymore? Why don't we do church picnics? The truth is, if your church is unfriendly, if it's difficult for new people to break in, you need to think about these adjunct kinds of associations. So give people a project, and if it's a project that lasts for 3 weeks, I guarantee you all the people that do that project together will be way closer after that project is over than if you did 6 weeks of picnics. Because when we do something together, this is this social science word, communitas, and there's a great book by Zygmunt Bauman called Community that really explicates all that's going on there. But the truth is, when we have a task, we have something to do, it's a lot easier to make friendships, especially for men of an older generation, because they want to do, not necessarily talk about their feelings. And of course, that's not only true for them, but I think you get the idea that I'm scratching at. So when I say that relationships are easier when they're ad hoc, or adjunct, or among addicts, that's what I'm talking about, that we come together quickly, we'll form quickly. And I think that's why 12-step and AA not only are so effective in helping addicts get over their addiction, but they're also super helpful in creating sustainable, meaningful relationships, because everybody knows why they're there, they know what they're for, they come together, there's an expectation of anonymity, and then they move on. And I think increasingly, church is going to have to feel more like that than it does like Sunday night Bible study, or like the preacher getting up and giving you a download of doctrine in the adult Sunday school class. We're going to have to come together and break apart, and come together and break apart, and that's going to happen seasonally and in rhythms.